Monday morning, coming to you in living color. Let me take these shades off. I think the sun is down low enough. I work on the shades. Oh, that didn't work that well. So hey everybody, this is Bob Dickerson with In the Black coming to you from an undisclosed location. That's kind of how they did the dinner on Blanc. They did it from an undisclosed location, and for all the people that got a chance to go, I heard it was really really nice. I didn't get a chance to because I was actually at a football game, knowing that football is my passion. And so, but I'm happy to be here, checking out all my friends, all my followers. Just let me say a couple of things. I really appreciate all of you being attentive, paying attention to these posts and whatever I'm doing. I appreciate you following me. I appreciate you sharing uh, what I'm saying. I hope you enjoy it. Most people want to be agreed with, so I hope you agree with some of the statements I make. But even if you don't agree, the one thing that I've learned in my number of decades on this planet is that everybody doesn't always agree, but we can disagree without being disagreeable. We can debate issues, and it's always good to hear other people's opinions, especially those opinions that aren't like yours. I got a chance to meet with a bunch of people today, and there were about 34 people on a call, and I bet there were 30 different opinions, and everything went smooth because we all respect each other and hear each other. The one thing about it, if you're debating with someone, or if you have someone that you see things, say, slightly different than they do, that you listen to them. We all want to be heard. We all want to be listened to, and it's very important that you listen and let people say what they got to say, and don't just turn a deaf ear. A lot of times when people argue, nobody's listening to the other opinion. What they're doing is figuring out how to counter. And if we spend our time just figuring out how to counter what someone else said, then what they're saying sometimes doesn't sink in and we miss the point. So it's good to debate, it's good to share, and it's good to let people know, well, I don't quite see it that way, but here's how I do see it. And so if you don't see things the way I see them and you want to let me know, I'm open to that. And actually, I welcome that because we grow from hearing other people. We usually grow by listening to things that are different. That's one of the things that's wrong with the news today is for the most part, people consume the news that they already agree with. And I think every now and then I got to listen to Fox or I got to listen to a news station I don't know. Fox is so, they're like propaganda. I don't know if that's real news, but that is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Hey, I want to talk about two things. I want to start with this. If you're in business, and I try to help people that are in business each and every day. I do that 24/7. I don't just do it from Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. I do it 24/7. I'm all about helping small businesses, and I am all about helping black businesses and brown businesses and helping businesses that don't have all the opportunities. But one of the things that I must say, and I want to encourage you to do if you're in business, is to really be and concerned about your customer, concerned about giving good customer service. Understand that if you're in business, guess what? The customer is always right. That's rule number one. And rule number two is refer to rule number one. The customer is always right. Because if you don't satisfy your customer, then they're no longer going to be your customer. And you've heard me say from time to time, I've said it a million times, that the only way to really successfully grow a business is to gain new customers while retaining the old customers. Because if every time you gain a customer, you lose a customer, then you're treading water. You're not getting anywhere. Um, and so if you're in a situation where the customer is dissatisfied and you're the business, then it's up to you to make the customer satisfied. Now, some customers are unreasonable, and we all understand that. But wherever possible, make sure that customers are satisfied. The other thing that I want to caution businesses not to do is don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. As a matter of fact, it's really important that you do just the opposite, that you underpromise and overdeliver. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that you say it's going to take 2 weeks and take 10 days. And you say, I'm going to work, and get this done in a period of time, make it less. If you say you're going to be there at 7, this works at my house, may not work at everybody else's house. But if you say you're going to be there at 7 and you're ringing my doorbell at 6:50, I'm impressed. And so never overpromise and underdeliver. Always over deliver. The customer is always right. Uh, Under promise and over deliver. That's the way that you're going to stay in business. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Lori, how you doing today? Good seeing both of you out there. Hey, Levada, how you doing? Good seeing you. Rough Craft, great business in Birmingham. If you're a pet owner, you need to take your pet over there. And if you don't want to take your pet, go over there and buy some treats, some games, some toys for your pets. I'm not a pet owner, but I really like and respect people that are. Man, that sun just came back out. So anyway, it's the midpoint of football season. You all know I'm a Bama fan. If you know anything about football, I see that shadow coming in and out of my face. So don't worry about that. That's somebody moving in front of me, I'm sure. But Bama took a L this past week. And as Bama fans, the one thing that we have to admit ourselves is that we're so used to winning. Taking a loss is something that we sometimes don't expect and never want to happen. We know it happens from time to time. It doesn't happen a lot. But when we take an L, sometimes we have to reevaluate why. The other thing that I think is very important for all football fans, especially SEC fans and college fans, to know is that other teams have good players as well. I want to say that once again. Other teams have good players as well. Texas A&M has good players. No, they were not ranked in the top 25 when we played them last Saturday night. But if you recall, they were ranked number 6 at the beginning of the year. Their players didn't change. That same group of players at Texas A&M that pundits and sports writers thought were the number 6 team at the beginning of the year were saying those were the same ones. And yeah, they had lost a couple of games, but they played well. Yeah, Bama did not play its best game. But when you don't play your best game, especially in that environment, especially with 100 and something plus people who stand the whole game and scream and yell and holler, it's got to affect you. And we have young men on our team, and many of those young men had not been in that situation before. So what we have to do is we have to take our hats off to Texas A&M and understand that yes, on another Saturday night, we might have won. You can look back at plays that affected the game. And there's one thing that you have to do in order to really put this into perspective when you think about Alabama, that even when we don't play our best, even when you can point to a lot of mistakes that the Tide made, it took a field goal at the end of regulation to win the game. It took them making a field goal to win the game at the end of regulation in a game that the Tide was on the road with a first year quarterback, with other players who haven't been in that environment before. And they didn't play their best, but they hung in there. They never gave up. They never quit. And they made it a game and put themselves in a position to win. Yes, the long kickoff return, some inability to stop some folks on defense. And it's really hard to stop skilled offensive players. These good quarterbacks that are accurate, it is hard to not let them get the ball to their teammates, to the receivers. And so I just want to say this before I get out of here. Uh, we can't get down on our team. We still have everything in front of us. It's already been a good year. It's been a good decade and a half for Alabama. So I'm one of those folks that's really disappointed when we lose, but I'm also one of those people that I think I know enough about sports and enough about football to understand that we still have a really good team. Hey, we're in the baseball playoffs. I'm a Dodger fan, so we're hanging in there. The Red Sox, man, where did they come from? They barely made the wild card, and then all of a sudden we see them. Man, they're now just a few games away from being in the World Series once again. Hey, remember to put your information in the AG Gas and Business Institute website. Follow me on all of my social media: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I'm going to do a better job on Twitter, Instagram. If there's anything that I or we at the Birmingham Business Resource Center can do to help you, we're just a phone call away. Let us know. Hey, keep it real, roll tide. We'll talk to you soon.